Alright, so let's talk about the water babies. So, this is a British movie that is loosely based on a novel by Charles Kingsley. Yeah, it's a children's novel. So yeah, apparently this movie takes quite a few departures from that, yeah, from the original book. But yeah, I guess a lot of the story and characters are still there. So anyway, this is also part live action, part animation. The first, yeah, over it goes over half an hour of live action before the main character goes underwater and it turns animated, and yeah, then most of the remaining movie takes place in this animated world. Anyway, so yeah, the story is we got this young 12-year-old chimney sweep named Tom, and I guess he's kind of a slave to this, abusive, abusive. Well, I'm not sure what his position is. I guess he's also a chimney sweep, maybe, but yeah, Mr. Grimes, played by James Mason. You might know him as, let's see, he was it Captain Nemo from the Disney 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie. He was also the main character in Lolita, and yeah, he's done a lot of roles. I haven't seen a whole lot of his performances, but yeah, he's definitely one of the big names in old school acting. Um, so yeah, him and his assistant. Yeah, I guess he's known as Masterman. I don't know if that's his name or position or what. I don't even know what a masterman might be. Whatever. I'm not I'm not a Brit, or yeah, I'm not a Victorian Brit, so I can't exactly say I know anything about how, you know, Victorian British life worked back then. Um so yeah, they travel to some mansion in the countryside, and they try to, or yeah, basically Mr. Grimes is a thief, and he uses the young chimney sweep to, or yeah, as part of his schemes to steal rich people's stuff. So yeah, they go to the mansion and offer to sweep their chimneys, and yeah, while Tom is sweeping the chimney, Mr. Grimes steals a bunch of stuff, and he ends up getting the kid framed, yeah, for as the thief, and yeah, the owners of the mansion, one of them being played by David Tomlinson, aka Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins, aka Mr. Brown from Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and those are the two roles I've always known him as. But yeah, so yeah, he's the lord of the mansion, I guess. So yeah, they chase the kid out, and then the kid ends up jumping into a river. But I guess with some magic from this witch lady who like works as a maid or something at the, or yeah, some servant lady who works there who's also a witch. She uses her magic to send him into the river, and he turns into a water baby, as they call him. And he he meets all the, or yeah, once he's underwater, he turns into a cartoon character. Yeah, or yeah, the underwater world is animated. But yeah, he meets all these underwater creatures, and I guess there's also rats and otters swimming around underneath. I mean, I know they can obviously swim, but yeah, I don't know too many rats or otters that spend extensive amounts of time underwater. Maybe, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know my science, but last I checked, neither of those animals have gills. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, he asks around, and I guess one of the otters tells him to go find the water babies, and they'll help him and blah blah blah. So he sets out, and along the way he befriends this Scottish lobster who's voiced by John Pertwee, who was the third Doctor in Doctor Who. And he also befriends this, let's see, he befriends a seahorse, and also this French stereotype swordfish. So yeah, together they head out and they find the water baby kingdom, and they rest there for the night. But then the water babies get kidnapped by these sharks, and their leader is also voiced by James Mason. Yeah, in fact, both the shark leader and his assistant Eel, they're voiced by the same guys as, the live action bad guys. So, yeah. It's a case of, I had this weird dream, and you were there, and you were there. That old thing. I mean, one of the water babies who seems to be, like, the leader or something, she's voiced by the same girl as, there's this girl who Tom meets in the mansion named Ellie, and she also provides the voice for, I guess she's the leader of the water babies or something, but and she kind of looks like her and stuff. They have to go save the other water babies from the sharks, and in order to do so, the kid heads out to find the Kraken. Along the way he meets like a polar bear who's voiced by David Tomlinson. So, obviously, all the actors are like also providing voice acting for the cartoon characters and stuff. There's a walrus as well, and then he meets the Kraken, who's basically King Neptune / Poseidon, and he's also voiced by John Pertwee. The Kraken, I say that in quotes, he gives him a choice to either return to the surface world or stay and save the water babies from the sharks, and he naturally chooses the latter. I guess the trade-off is it's suggested that he's not going to return to the surface world, or I guess it's just that he has a choice to either return to the surface world immediately or, stay underwater for the time being and save the water babies, and and he has to defeat the shark leader and the eel. So, and then he does that with help from all of his friends, and the Kraken guy allows him to return to the surface world. And then, yeah, they catch the real thieves, and then they allow Tom to live with them as their or yeah, they adopt Tom basically. And yeah, that's it for the story. Um, I thought this movie was okay. You know, I mean, we got some good performances from Mason and Tomlinson, and yeah, Pertwee was good. Yeah, those are the three names I recognize in the cast list, and yeah, I might say they were the best parts of the movie, although I guess the witch lady was kind of entertaining. It's the actors did their parts. But yeah, the one major flaw with the movie was the animation. It was like super choppy, and it was even rather spastic a lot of the times. Like, characters like move around all awkwardly and stuff. And yeah, it's like super choppy. There's like, yeah, very little frame, or yeah, very few frames. Um, yeah, few enough frames at all. It almost looks like a Japanese anime or something. But anyway, aside from that, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I don't think the story did a whole lot for me, but at the same time, I don't really take issue with anything in it. I don't know. I think this movie was like harmless, and I guess there's kind of a charm to it, but you know, it, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about it overall. I mean, I guess the story was decent, and that's about it. I mean, we don't even really get to know the characters very much. Yeah, we don't spend a whole lot of time with like these friends that he makes underwater. So yeah, it's kind of a pity, but otherwise the movie's harmless enough. Yeah, there's not really anything wrong with it aside from the cheap looking animation. But yeah, they got some talented actors involved, and they do what they can to make it work. Well, I suppose it also doesn't quite cover what was intended in the original story. So obviously they made a lot of changes. So yeah, I wouldn't know a whole lot about it, but either way, this movie's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I feel I need to say, because there's not a whole lot to say. But yeah, if there's anything else I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And I guess if you're interested, you can check this out. I don't know. Maybe you'll like it if anything I've talked about sounds interesting to you. And I'll go ahead and give this a 6 out of 10. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.